Hello, and thank you for joining me for today's Spirit Share, where we talk about all things spirit. This is Beth Coughlin, and it is my hope that this channel acts as a lighthouse, sharing spirit's light of healing. Today's Spirit Share is called One Last Gift from Mom to Her Daughter Jodi. Hold the message. Today's Spirit Share is a fantastic opportunity to remind ourselves of who we truly are as spirit, right here, right now, having a human experience, and that our soul indeed is eternal. Last June, I gave a message to a girl named Jodi, whose mom had transitioned to the spirit world a few months earlier in October. And during that reading, her mother gave Jodi a few messages. And right away, she began talking about her and how she had created these quilts. And when she created these quilts, they were imbued with her love. Her creations held the energy of her love. And so it was important for her to make sure that Jodi got one of her quilts. And at the time, Jodi was slightly confused because she didn't have one of her mom's quilts. So then further along into the reading, about halfway through, she began talking about a couple of things. Again, one, that her father would give her something that he would have stumbled upon. And again, she would also receive this red quilt. And this red quilt would be one last gift from her mom, and it would happen around Christmas time. So Jodi took notes during that session and put the notes away. And ironically, she forgot about them. That December, her cousin, Barbara, transitioned to Spirit World. And a few months later, her cousins held a celebration of life for their mother. So during that celebration of life, they came up to Jodi and presented her with, you guessed it, a red quilt that Jodi's mom, Linda, had given to her cousin Barbara a few years ago that she had created. And the cousins felt that Jodi should now have it. And Jodi was extremely overwhelmed. She was so grateful. What a beautiful gift, this beautiful red Christmas quilt. Oh my gosh. And a couple months go by, and Jodi was looking through a box of some notes that she had and quote unquote stumbled upon, which is, I am sure of it, with certainty, that her mom had wanted her to remember the message. So she influenced her to look through that box. And what did Jodi find but the notes from the reading? And as she began reading them, she came across the message of her receiving this one last gift of this red blanket or quilt and around Christmas time. And Jodi just said she just began crying because she was so overwhelmed with knowing that her mom had indeed orchestrated for her to have this one last gift from the spirit world. And how powerful is that love from her mom to her to reach across the veil and make sure that that happened. And Jodi was ecstatic. Not only did she have this opportunity to remember, but it really came at the perfect time of this remembrance because it was a few days after Mother's Day and around Jodi's birthday. So it was like, again, orchestrated at the perfect time. Sometimes when our life gets wonky, we think, oh, this is just a mess. But the reality is we're exactly where we're supposed to be at the exact moment, and everything is well. Even when we're in a challenge or something seems off. But that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, so Jodi excitedly let me know that indeed this message came to fruition. And she also shared with me that during that message, like I said, her mom had mentioned that she would also receive something that her father would quote unquote stumble upon. And that was ended up being one of her mother's wedding rings. And her dad had indeed stumbled upon it and gave it to Jodi. So now I wanted to share with you that part of the reading so that you can hear what Jodi heard last year. There's still something that you haven't received that I feel like he's either going to stumble upon and give it to you, or stumble upon it and talk to you about it. Like there's something that you haven't seen yet that's going to come up.
Okay.
And it feels, it's interesting because I feel like I want to. What is this? She keeps showing me this, like, this makes no sense, but she keeps showing me, and it's like a blanket. It's a red blanket. And I'm trying to understand if this is a blanket or is this like what is this like, and I don't know if this is symbolic too. So I'm trying to understand if this is, it feels like a gift. Like I'm giving you one last gift kind of thing, and so look for that at Christmas. That
okay.
It feels like around that time, there will be something that you will receive, or your dad will stumble upon and be like, "Oh my God, what is this?" kind of thing. So there you hear part of that reading. What's interesting about that is where I say, "Oh, this doesn't make sense." Isn't that great? When this isn't supposed to make sense for the medium ever. It's all from spirit to whoever the message is for, and that's who it's supposed to make sense for. And although at the time we may not understand the message, if we give space and allow spirit to bring that message here, because there is no time and space in spirit, we can really see the true beauty of bringing heaven on earth, because that is exactly what Linda did for Jodi with her love. She brought heaven on earth. She brought spirit here. And that's what we're all here to do. When we awaken to the fact that we are all spirit, and we know without a doubt who we truly are as spirit, miraculous things begin to happen when we remember this. And so it's my hope from today that we all take a little Christmas with us. We take a little spirit with us, and I say I take a little Christmas with us because that is what Linda had imbued on the quilt. If you read what she wrote, which was, take a little Christmas wherever you go. And hold on, let me pull that up. And it's take a little Christmas with you wherever you go while visiting friends and playing in the snow. And with that, I share with you the beautiful message from Spirit to always remember to take the heart, the love, the compassion of knowing who you truly are as Spirit, which is unconditional love, and take it with you wherever you go by bringing heaven on earth. Thank you. For more information about my work, please visit my website, elizabethcoughlin.com, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay in touch for more spirit shares. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.